go over there and I want to take her life right now. It's all I can do not to.
Do I see tears?
Childhood, she opened up about telling me, you know, she's been married 4 times.
Wait, she's been married 4 times?
Yeah.
Married 4 times before Doug, or Doug is the 4th?
Doug is the 4th marriage.
And I want to dig into Jackie because Jackie's a little shady.
Oh, my kids.
Trust me.
You don't talk about my kids like that. Like, I swear to God, I will choke this out of her. I'm so angry. Like, I'm so angry.
Y'all, so Jackie Christie is breaking down, y'all, because she just got caught cheating, and not with just 1, not 2, but 5 different dudes. And Doug, well, he ain't standing for it, of course. He's done filing for divorce and leaving behind the loyal love fairy tale they sold to the world for years. This man was out here renewing vows every daggone year, defending Jackie through every scandal and staying solid. But now all that loyalty just went right up out the window. In the streets, they are talking and laughing. These allegations are flying that Jackie was out here sneaking around living a double life, and now that Doug's found out, he's making sure she pays for it. The situation is absolutely messy, shocking, and it's only gonna get crazier. So let's get into it, y'all. Now, to give y'all some context, Jackie and Doug Christie were like the OG couple that everybody thought was locked in. They made it through drama after drama, cheating rumors, and wild public fights, and even though people were side-eyeing their relationship for years, Jackie always played the loyal wife role. But now that the fairy tale just turned into a straight-up scandal, because the second Jackie hit Doug with that $300 million divorce demand, everything changed. And you already know Doug wasn't about to just let her walk away with that bag. But let's not act brand new, y'all. Jackie been showing signs for years. Like, she's told us on national TV that if you're planning a wedding, you'll never get divorced. That's why she made Doug renew their vows every year like clockwork. Not for love, not for memories, but to stay in control.
Moaning and groaning, but Jackie believes that this helps their marriage last so long. So, you know, once they have a ceremony, there's only a short time because then they got to start planning again. And
Doug, you take this amazing woman once again to be your lawfully wedded wife?
I do.
Jackie?
I do.
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss your amazing
And now with Doug walking out on her after all that loyalty he showed her, Jackie's whole plan just backfired. Truth is, Doug's been done for a while. If you peeped that episode with their daughter and Laura, you already know Doug looked exhausted with Jackie. Not just tired, but like spiritually drained. But the moment that Jackie started moving suspiciously, Doug called in a private investigator. And what did he find? Ooh, straight up exclusive news. We're talking screenshots, surveillance footage, bank records, and a timeline so detailed it looked like something out of a crime documentary. And that's when the rumors got confirmed. Jackie wasn't just stepping out with one person. She allegedly had 5 secret boyfriends while married to Doug. At first, people couldn't believe it because Doug has always been seen as the quiet, faithful husband, the guy who stood by her no matter what. But when the details started spilling out, it was undeniable.
Now, thinking to myself, okay, I know that this person was married several times, but why are there so many names connected to her?
Allegedly, each one of these men played a different role for her in her double life. One was allegedly financing her, keeping her in luxury behind Doug's back. Another was an industry insider helping her clean up her image when things got too messy. Then there was the ex, the one who she couldn't just seem to let go of, no matter how much time passed. But the real shocker, one of these men was a major Hollywood A-lister, someone whose name alone could shake up the entire industry. And if that wasn't bad enough, another one was reportedly working with Doug's business rivals. And Jackie wasn't just cheating, she was allegedly feeding information about Doug's business to his competition. Y'all, Jackie's a whole queen pin out here. But what makes all of this even more heartbreaking is that Doug had people warning him for years, but he refused to believe it. His inner circle saw the signs. His friends, his family, even his business associates had been telling him that something wasn't right. They noticed the way Jackie was moving, the little inconsistencies, the way she was constantly trying to control the narrative. But Doug, the ever loyal husband, ignored the whispers. He kept defending her, standing by her, renewing those vows year after year. But everybody around him saw that truth. He refused to accept it, and now that truth is hitting him where it hurts. Meanwhile, Jackie's out here breaking down in tears and claiming Doug abandoned her and left her emotionally shattered. But let's be real a second. For a millisecond, is she crying out of guilt, or is this just the regret that she got caught? Because if you check her social media right now, it's a disaster. The comments are brutal. People are dragging her for playing victim after allegedly pulling one of the biggest betrayals in celebrity relationship history. And while Jackie's world is crumbling, Doug is winning. He kept quiet, trusted the process, and now he's coming out looking like the ultimate winner. Business deals that were put on pause when the scandal first broke out, back on the table. Public support stronger than ever. People are seeing him in a whole new light, and the narrative Jackie tried to control is now completely out of her hand. Jackie's going down because this perfect picture wife act might have fooled some people, but her close friends, they always knew something was off. And according to insiders, Jackie had what they called a mystery schedule, a routine so unpredictable that even Doug couldn't keep up. Some days she was glued to his side, playing the role of devoted wife. Other days she would disappear for hours, claiming she had business meetings or self-care days. But here's the thing, nobody knew where she really was. And now with everything coming to light, it's looking more and more like those disappearing acts weren't just about alone time. They were about making time for somebody else. But speaking of secret meetups, an anonymous source just spilled some wild tea. Jackie's solo trips? She wasn't really solo. According to this source, Jackie took multiple vacations where she insisted on traveling alone, telling Doug she needed time to reset and focus on herself. But behind the scenes, she was meeting up with somebody else. The source claims Jackie stayed in luxury resorts, always booking under different names and being extra careful not to leave a paper trail. But no matter how careful she thought she was, people were watching her. Staff at these resorts reportedly noticed Jackie never ate alone, never lounged at the pool by herself, and always had an unidentified man coming and going from her room. And if that wasn't suspicious enough, some of these trips lined up way too perfectly with Doug's business travel schedule, meaning she was allegedly planning these secret getaways while making sure Doug was nowhere near her. But this is where it gets even worse. Paparazzi receipts are starting to pile up too, because over these past few years, Jackie has been caught in a public multiple times with mystery men. At first, people brushed it off, a business associates, perhaps a family friend, someone from her inner circle maybe. But now that all this cheating and speculation is coming to light, baby, those old photos are being re-examined. But this next piece of information is where things took a whole new turn. One of Jackie's alleged boyfriends, a high-profile NBA star. So while she was married to a whole NBA legend, she was allegedly sneaking around with someone currently in the league. And this isn't just any player. This is somebody with major influence, endorsements, and a reputation to protect. The details of their alleged relationship are still unfolding, but if this information gets out, it won't just shake up Jackie's world, it could damage this player's career. Now, let's not forget, Doug still has deep ties to the NBA, and if the rumors are true, this guy was messing around with his wife, the fallout could be career-ending. But say what you want, it's about the game, but also it's kind of a popularity contest. And while Doug stayed silent at first, some sources claim he found out about Jackie's betrayal in the most unexpected way. An anonymous letter reportedly showed up at his office, typed, unsigned, and filled with details only an insider would know. The letter didn't just call out Jackie's infidelity, it listed dates, locations, and even names. It was so specific that Doug couldn't ignore it. And here's one last wild detail. Jackie might have been dropping hints this whole time. Now, if you go back and rewind and look at some of her Instagram posts, they suddenly have a whole new meaning. It turns out some A-listers knew about her double life way before Doug ever caught on. And according to an inside source, one well-known actress even tried to warn Doug years ago. This actress, who has been in the industry for decades and has seen it all, allegedly pulled Doug aside in an event and straight up told him that Jackie had a past he needed to look into.
Something about her to me has always been off, and I think that she's just not to be trusted. So, you know, a part of me was like, let me kind of see what I find.
Now, if you're wondering about Jackie and how she kept under wraps for so long, the answer might shock you. a high-profile reality star, someone who knows how to keep secrets buried, allegedly helped cover up Jackie's secret relationships. This reality star and Jackie were closer than people realized, and there are whispers that they may have helped arrange private meetups, private alibis, and kept certain information out of the press. And if this is true, then Jackie wasn't just sneaking around. She had industry connections making sure she never got caught. And it wasn't just Hollywood that saw the red flags. Doug's own family knew Jackie was trouble from day one. According to sources, Doug's parents never trusted Jackie. They allegedly saw warning signs early on, but every time they tried to speak up, Doug shut it down. He was in love, and Jackie had him convinced that they were soulmates. But his parents reportedly picked up on her controlling ways and her obsession with image, and the fact that something about her just didn't add up. And if you think that this was just a case of paranoia, here's something else to consider. Jackie was excluded from key family events. While Doug was always invited, Jackie was often left off the list. And sources say it wasn't by accident. His family reportedly didn't want her around. And now that everything is unraveling, it's looking like they saw the truth before anybody else did. But y'all, the fallout from this whole scandal isn't just personal, it's threatening to destroy her entire career. According to inside sources, her brand deals are on the chopping block as sponsors begin rethinking their partnerships, because companies that once lined up to be associated with Jackie's image of love and loyalty are now scrambling to distance themselves from the scandal. And at the first sign of trouble, a major beauty brand has reportedly already dropped her from an up-and-coming campaign, quietly cutting ties without making a public statement. But it doesn't stop there, because Jackie was set to star in a highly anticipated film project, and now that might be in serious jeopardy too. Studios and production companies hate controversy, especially when it can mess with ticket sales, and with Jackie's name being dragged through the mud, executives are allegedly reconsidering whether she's worth the risk. And top of all that, Doug's legal team is turning up the heat. His lawyers aren't just fighting for money, they're allegedly pushing for damaging evidence to go public. If what they say is as bad as insiders claim, it could completely ruin Jackie's public image and make her completely untouchable in Hollywood. And it's not just Doug that's speaking up. Their daughter, Takari Lee, also spoke out about the physical and mental harm she faced growing up. And Jackie didn't even take accountability. She clapped back on Instagram like some unbothered queen, calling her daughter a whole liar and saying Takari was just depressed. Like, come on, y'all. How are you blaming your daughter's trauma on her mental health? Then turning around and calling yourself a woman of purity and love is giving to Lulu and is giving damage control. And the fans, they're not buying it.
I've always felt a little intimidated by my mom. Okay. But just nervous, like jitters and everything. And then with my grandma passing, that mother relationship I had with her, and I felt like,
Don't cry.
oh, you know, and I compare that to me and your relationship, and that's where the question comes in.
So not only was Jackie exposed in her marriage, but now the world's starting to see the pattern. Her daughter didn't trust her, and her husband has finally had enough. But despite all this crashing down, Jackie isn't going down without a fight. You know she's a straight-up fighter. She's finally speaking out, and she's calling the cheating allegations completely false. According to Jackie, Doug was the one who started pulling away first. She's telling her side of the story, claiming that he had emotionally checked out of the marriage long before the divorce papers were filed. Some of her close friends are even backing her up, saying that Doug was never fully committed and that Jackie has been unfairly painted as a villain. And now, with her reputation on the line, Jackie's lawyers are gearing up for a whole battle. They're allegedly preparing to fight back, and if they can prove that the allegations are exaggerated or even fabricated, it could flip the entire narrative. But here's the real question: is this divorce just a media smokescreen for something bigger? Some industry insiders believe that there's more going on behind the scenes and that this messy split might be a distraction from something even more scandalous. But what do y'all think about this? Is Jackie really the whole villain here, or is she just getting caught up in a media storm? And do you think her career will ever survive it? Let me know your thoughts and comments, and don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next update. Because trust me, Jackie's going down, and there's so much more to tell in this story.